What is up, guys? This is RizzyPOW, and this is going to be my draft analysis for Season 5 of the UBC. A couple days ago, I did another draft analysis. That was for my Season 7 NPL team, and just want to apologize a little bit. I actually recorded that the day of the the day that I went up and I recorded it right when I woke up, and I actually stuttered a ton. It was not a good time to record, and that was probably a mistake, but I had to record it that early to be able to get it up on time. And unfortunately, that video, I was stuttering a lot. I had to think through about what I was saying like 3-4 times before I actually said it in the video, and I'm not sure how enjoyable that was, so I'm very sorry. I really get upset at myself when I upload stuff that I really don't think is like good content. Even if people don't enjoy, I don't know. Yeah, I just want to hopefully I hope I'm entertaining, and when I'm stuttering kind of like that, I really am not. But anyways, I noticed that right when I uploaded the video, and I was kind of upset, but it's fine. I'm gonna be doing my UBC one now. It's just a nice time to do it, so it'll be pretty cool. You know, you feel me? Do you feel me? I hope you feel me. I'm feeling myself all over. I don't know what I'm saying, man. Anyways, this is going to be UBC draft analysis. I have joined the UBC. A lot of the reason, there's a lot of friends of mine in this league. There is, Trev, David from the NPL Minors. Adam is actually the commissioner of this league along with CJ. Adam is the bee's knees, and he is the, he's the commissioner of the league along with CJ. And in the NPL Minors as well. There's a lot of friends. I'm not really gonna go through all of them because there's a lot of people. But anyway, so how this league is working, I think there's a total of 22 people in this league. Yeah, I think there's 22 people in this league, and it is split into 2 drafting pools of 11 people. So I got put into the Skull division, and I'm gonna be battling everybody in this division once. And I'm going to be battling 2 out-of-conference people for a total of 12 weeks. The first week will be uploaded on the 14th, and I'll go into who I'm battling and everything a little bit towards the end of this video. But I'm going to be talking about my draft analysis exactly now. So essentially, the point system is the same exact way that the NPL does. So I am able to have a total of 120 points. The point system is the exact same pretty much. There's only just a couple of changes of where mons are priced and everything. But yeah, that's pretty much it. There's only a couple of changes. Also, another pretty big change actually is that instead of a total of 11 mons, you have the choice of drafting 12 Pokemon. So I have that option. I'm not sure how I like that option. But I have the option to draft 12 Pokemon if I really want to, and maybe I will do it. Who the fuck knows? We will see. Yeah, let's just get into the draft analysis. So we got this cool thing. I'm actually using the dark mode on Showdown, because the dark mode is, it's pretty cool. It's all dark, and I like black stuff. You feel me? Anyways, let me just start this. Video probably will not be super long. I'm just going to go into my picks and everything. But first off, I got Kyurem Black. KB is what I am going to be calling it again. Also, I would appreciate nicknames for any of these Pokemon if you guys, care to do that. Anyways, I got KB, and I know in the NPL I just got KB. And this UBC draft actually occurred before the NPL draft. And I was thinking that I was going to get Lando T in the NPL. I did not intend to get KB in the NPL. I originally wanted Lando T, and I ended up getting sniped, and then I wanted Zygarde, and in the end, by the time it became to my pick in the NPL, everything had been sniped that I wanted. That the only thing that I felt was worth a round 1 pick that was left was KB, and so that is what I took in the NPL, even though I already had in the UBC, which kind of sucks. I have it in 2 leagues, although it's a really good and fun mod. So I got this pick 3rd overall, and the way that I wanted to structure this draft was I wanted it to be very similar, like the structure of it, I wanted it to be similar to my TBU team that I won the championship with. That was like season 4, something like that. That was probably one of my favorite teams to use in draft ever. So I wanted a little bit resemble after that. So pretty much I wanted to start off with a really solid Dragon Fairy Steel Core that I can bring every game. And I wanted to pair it up with something like a really good fighting type. I was thinking most likely Lucario, like I had in the TBU draft, where it could just break through all the steals and just be a great wall breaker, as well as an amazing revenge killer with its priority. So that was the thought behind that. Then maybe like have a little bit more speed, and then just have a bit of support mons after that. But I want to like it to be focused around, you know, my Fairy Dragon Steel Core, which is pretty damn cool. I usually don't draft around a core too often. I draft around a core, but not like I don't do like the Fairy Dragon Steel Core. I usually have like all 3 somewhere in my draft, but yeah, I'm trying to base this one off the Fairy Dragon Steel Core. So I got KB first. You guys know what it is. This is going to be my Zmon as well, so I have the option to run Z Free Shock and just kill something. Not even Z Free Shock. There's just so many, you know, good options that I have. I'm also recording this on Showdown because I'm a bit lazy. Don't really feel like editing or anything. There's not really anything like fancy like there was in the NPL. So yeah, pretty much KB. You guys know this thing can be bulky. It's a wall breaker. Can be bulky. It can be a wall breaker. It's just an amazing mon and super versatile. Although some problems with it, it is weak to rocks. So definitely going to be having to look for a spinner after that. But yeah. Next Pokemon I wanted, I got Mega Deoncé. Now, Mega Deoncé is, in my opinion, the buffs it got this gen make this Pokemon, in my opinion, borderline like broken. I honestly think this Pokemon is insanely good. So if you guys did not know, the buffs it got from Gen 6 to Gen 7, it gets the speed buff. Megas get an automatic speed buff, and this is huge for Mega Deoncé because it is base 50 speed before the Mega Evolution. So it was forced to run 3 moves and Protect. Now that I don't have to run Protect, that's huge for a couple reasons. Obviously, I get a 4th move slot, and second, you know, there's the chance to be taken advantage of because of the fact I have Protect. Maybe they predict my opponent predicts a Protect and gets a free switch into something or something like that. But now the automatic Mega Boost is so huge for Mega Deoncé. On top of that, it gets a new move called Power Gem. That is actually pretty huge because now I can run a full special set if I want to, and Diamond Storm actually gets a buff as well. Instead of raising my defense by 1, has a 50% chance to raise my defense by 1, it raises it by 2, which is also huge because if I ever go for a Diamond Storm, I do end up getting that boost. Most Pokemon with Bullet Punch actually aren't even killing me. Like a lot of you need special priority to be able to kill me. And once if I'm also Calm Mind, because of the fact that I don't need to run Protect anymore, it has better options like Calm Mind or Rock Polish. I can run Sharpen in that last move slot. It also gets some nice support options. You guys know like Heal Bell. Also gets Explosion, which is really cool. It's also a pretty good stealth rocker because it can beat a lot of defoggers and stuff, and especially with that extra move slot. Running Rocks is actually pretty damn good. You know, it gets some coverage besides that, like Psychic, Earth Power, Hidden Power Fire is another one for like Ferrothorn and Scizors. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it with it. Not much else. I can like run screens maybe sometime, I doubt, because I don't even have access to like Clay because it is a Mega. But it also gives me a nice base 110 speed, which is nice to pair with KB. These two are really good together. And I wanted something, I wanted a good steel type with this. What I originally wanted was something, I wanted like a super solid one. Super solid Fairy Dragon Steel Core, and I wanted something crazy like Celesteela, even though I knew that very, very small chance it was going to make it to me. And obviously it didn't. It got pretty close to making it to me though. But I didn't get Celesteela, and instead I got Skarmory, which ended up making it to me, which is pretty cool. Definitely not as good as Celesteela, but it provides me with a lot more support options than Celesteela. So, it gives me my Defogger, it gives me a Rocker, it gives me a Spiker, give me some bulky steel type that I can use. It also is sturdy, all this cool stuff. There's not really much to talk about with this mon. It's not very versatile, although it has crazy 4 move slot syndrome. You know, it wants to run like 1 stab attack. It needs roost pretty much. And, you know, a lot of stuff. Also, what I could do is even run something like Salakberry with Sturdy on this thing to be a lead spiker. You know, if I'm running like a really like offensive team that week or something, it also gets like defog and, or no, not defog, counter, which is cool. You know, that's actually used like on stall, I know. But maybe I'll take advantage of it in this league. But yeah, there's not really much else to talk about it. So I'm just gonna go move on to my next Pokemon. I've got my Fairy Dragon Steel Core, and now I want Lucario, which is going to be able to break through the Steel types, because none of these really care like Steel types. Obviously, my first 2 Pokemon are weak to Steel, and Mega Diancie can't, like, Steel types are one of Mega Diancie's things that stop it from spamming Moonblast or Diamond Storm or Power Gem or whatever. And then KB, you know, Steels do resist its stabs. It has ways to break it down with Z Free Shock, Earth Power, and it just hits insanely hard anyway. But yeah, it doesn't like, it still appreciates Steels being gone. So I got Lucario. It's gonna be an amazing revenge killer because this gives me insane priority. I got extreme speed. I got, you know, Vacuum Wave. I even got Bullet Punch. So just insane priority, as well as insane setup with Swords Dance and Nasty Plot. Nasty Plot is insane. Swords Dance, Bulk Up, it even gets Calm Mind. I've never actually used a Calm Mind or Bulk Up set yet, which I really want to, because I feel like those are really cool sets on it. But yeah, it just has super strong stab in close combat and so much coverage. You know, it gets EQ, like elemental punches, and it just pretty much gets anything that I want, like even Stone Edge, and just a ton of coverage that I can use. Its special sets are really good with hidden powers. It gets Dark Pulse, Crunch, all this kind of stuff. So, gonna move on. Also, this is a points draft, by the way. So, I've already spent a bit of points. KB was 18 points. Mega Diancie was 17. Scarm was 14. And then Lucario was 12. But right now, I want a bit of speed right now. And I also want you know, I need a grass type for Zygardes and stuff like that, because I'm looking kind of weak to that thing. So I'm gonna get Superior. Superior is a really good mon. Obviously, you know, you got that nice contrary ability, and you can Leaf Storm shit and get a +2 boost. Actually, it's a super versatile mon. You know, it's actually really bulky for the speed stat it has. You know, has reliable recovery. You got sub Leech Seed. You got, you know, Glare, just like a lot. It has a lot of support options. You know, Knockoff is also good support. Yeah, it just has insane support options like Taunt, Synthesis. What else have I used before? I used Syrup quite a bit in the past in leagues. It also gets Double Screen, which is also a really nice thing. But yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to Superior. There's not really much to talk about it. I'm not going as in depth on this analysis, by the way, as I did with NPL, because I didn't have as much of a thought process in this, whereas in NPL I've been planning for that draft forever, and I really wanted a good draft. Whereas also in this draft, I'm not very happy with it, and I'll go into the flaws after I finish drafting. But yeah, this thing was 13 points, and so next I was thinking that I want a fire type, as well as, you know, a potential spin blocker could be. And so I got Marowak, which was pretty damn cool, Alolan Marowak. And I was thinking about getting Uxie after this for like memento supports, you know, another rocker, as well as just, and Marowak also gives me another rocker, but Uxie would also give me slow U-turn into Marowak, or give me a potential Trick Room user. It also gave me a memento user to help me, like, to help Lucario set up Superior get a free setup and potentially sweep a team, because Lucario can sweep teams with SD and stuff like that. But yeah, Alolan Marowak is on the team. just it's not that good in draft as it is in OU. I love using an OU because this thing can get a, like, if I'm weak to stuff like Ferrothorn or something, I get a free switch on Ferrothorn because none of them carry knockoff, and I just get a kill, which is really nice. I can get a free switch-ins on just, you know, tons of grass types, a ton of steel types, and, you know, get a free, not a free, but I can get a free hit often. Not much is taking a hit from this thing. Most things just die in one shot, which is cool. So in Trick Room, this thing can be insanely good. It just can spam Fire Blast. It has Lightning Rod as well, which is actually another big thing why I got it, because I need an electric immunity. And also has Rock Head for, you know, so I don't have to take Flare Blitz recoil, which is huge. Both of these are insanely good abilities. And yeah, there's really not much else to talk about. It isn't as good in draft format, obviously, because, you know, for example, you know, if my opponent has a Ferrothorn, they're probably going to be carrying knockoff to be able to hit a little Marowak on the switch-in, and once it loses its Thick Club, it's pretty much done. It can't really do much. Thick Club is huge, is a huge thing for it, and it's pretty much going to need this item almost every week, so that also lowers its, like, you know, its diversity. It can't do a ton of stuff. It has to be a Thick Club user pretty much, but it can be pretty bulky as well. Like even something like Clefable, if I'm going up against Clefable, that it can run like knockoff, because usually a low Marowak will get a free switch in on Clefable and like OU or something, and it gets a free Flare Blitz off. It pretty much gets a kill on something. But yeah, that's pretty much it with Marowak, and I'm gonna move on to my next Pokemon. That thing I think was like 11 points, which is actually, how much was it? Yeah, it was 11 points, which I think is a bit cheap for Marowak. But around where it should be, just because, you know, it's not nearly as good in League as, you know, it is in OU or anything. Anyways, after a little Marowak, I already mentioned it, I got Uxie. So let me put the Uxie right here. You know, this thing is just fat. I wanted it in the NPL and I wasn't able to get it, which made me sad, but I got it here, which is really nice. Again, gives me a Trick Room option, a Memento user, and gives me a really good option for double screens to set up for Lucario, and there's actually some other mons that I might be able to set up with later in the draft. Sort of setup fodder, but really it isn't, because, you know, I have access to U-turn to get out of places. I can Memento. I even have like Foul Play as a potential for, you know, any physical attacker, so they can't set up on me, you know. So I don't think Uxie is very much of a setup fodder, but, you know, I guess it could be. You know, it even gets stuff like Magic Coat, which I've seen use a lot before. And yeah, that's pretty much it with my boy Uxie. So let's move on to the next Pokemon, and that's gonna be Skuntank. So let me just put it. Skuntank gave me another Defogger. Not too fond of Skuntank. Haven't used it before, so hopefully I will like it. But it's an interesting mon. It gets Memento as well, which is pretty huge for my team. As you can see, I have Lucario. I have, you know, Deontay is actually a huge one now this generation, because it gets Calm Mind, Rock Polish. It gets, you know, it has Double Dance capabilities, which is really good. What else has good setup? There's another mon later on my team that I'll talk about with the setup, but, you know, Memento is really nice. Is a good AV user, gives me a dark type, gives me a poison type for Toxic Spikes. And yeah, it just has like a lot of really cool options, you know, as Haze. It's a mon though that really is matchup dependent, so we'll see how often I use it. It also has a really nice speed stat. My apologies, I just yawned. But yeah, it gives me a Defogger. It has Acid Spray, which is cool. Haze, you know, just a ton of cool options. But anyways, after that, I didn't feel that Marowak as my only electric immunity was going to be a good idea, so I actually got my boy Gastrodon. So Gastrodon's an interesting mon. Not sure how I feel about it as well. It gives me a good, you know, another nice bulky thing. I know how it fits on my team, especially because Gastrodon I feel like is a mon that excels when you have multiple 4x weaknesses. Like you have mons that are weak to 4x weak to ice, and 4x weak to grass, and then 4x weak to fire maybe. So that you know, your opponent usually is not going to run Hidden Power Grass if it needs to hit this thing. But I don't really have any good 4 times weaknesses to take advantage of that. So it might be Rindoberry every week, or even still with Rindoberry, it's not the greatest. But yeah, it has some cool options just to be just really bulky, toxic shit. You know, there's not really much to talk about. I guess like Clear Smog to eliminate stat changes, which is nice. Haven't ever used this mod, and I've heard a lot of good things about it, so decided to pick it up as another electric immunity. Not sure how I feel about it though, but yeah. Anyways, moving on to the next Pokemon. I only have 10 points left, and I wasn't sure what to get. I wanted like an electric type. I knew this team was pretty slow with Mega Diancie and Mega Diancie and Superior being the only things above base 100 speed. But I wanted my boy Linoon for 4 points. This thing for 4 points is actually insane. I only talk about Linoon a lot because, you know, some drafts for some reason have it at 3-4 points. It has Belly Drum plus Gluttony, and I have 3 Memento users actually. I drafted 3 in a row. Uxie gets Memento, Skuntank, and I forgot to mention Gastrodon actually gets Memento as well. So, including like double screens, like Linoon can actually shine on this team, which is really nice. Has a ton of, not like a ton of coverage, but like it's like Seed Bomb, Shadow Claw, which is nice. And its main stab is extreme speed, so most of the time I can actually run max HP, and it gets this new ability, or it gets this new item this gen. You know, the berries that heal 50% combined with Gluttony. This thing allows when I set up a Belly Drum, I get back to full health with my Guava Berry. And if you can't OHKO this thing in one shot and your normal resist is weakened or you don't have one, Linoon is going to be able to sweep a team. You know, and even if Reflector Light Screen are up or something like that, I can Belly Drum, and even maybe your normal resist actually can't kill Linoon in one hit. So, especially after Light Screen and Reflector up, this thing can potentially win the game. So, yeah, this is a really good mod for 4 points, especially since it gets the boosted Shen with the Guava Berry plus Gluttony. I honestly think this Linoon is actually a better Belly Drum user than even Slurpuff. And for 4 points, this thing is just a super steal, and I feel like it fit on the team pretty nicely. But yeah, it's really scary to deal with, so that's nice. And then my last Pokemon for 6 points, I decided to get my boy Electivire, and that is done. My draft is done. You guys can see my entire draft on the side as well, which is pretty cool. But Electivire is a really cool Pokemon, base 95 speed. But yeah, I used this thing in TBU before. It has some really nice options, like offensively. Defensively is pretty decent too. Like I've seen nice AV sets and stuff like that from it. It gives me an electric type to help me gain momentum and stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much it with my draft. Now, the only problems I have with it is that I don't feel like Gastrodon fits very well in the draft. I feel that it's extremely top heavy. On top of all this, I feel that I have a very big lack in speed, which I feel like is super important this gen with how offensive it is. My only 2 fast mons are Mega Diancie and Alolan, or not Alolan, what the fuck am I saying? My only 2 fast mons are Mega Diancie and Superior, and along with that, Superior I don't really count as a super fast mon, which it is my fastest mon, but the only thing is that it is naturally weak. Superior is very weak. It's 75 base special attack. It does have a powerful Leaf Storm because, you know, Leaf Storm has a ton of base power, but the problem with it is that it needs a boost before it's able to be able to kill things. So that makes it a very not good revenge killer. So that's the problem I have with it. And the other problem I have is that Mega Diancie is also my only other fast thing on this team, and it's my Mega, so I can't even run a Scarf on it if I want to. I don't have, yeah, it's just gonna be hard. I'm very weak to set up sweepers and just a lot of things. I do have Lucario, which is really nice to help me, like I have insane priority options with Lucario, which will help me out of bad situations and things. But yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. I know this was on Showdown, nothing really too fancy, but I was a bit lazy and stuff like that. Week 1, I'm actually going to be battling my good friend Adam, the Bee's Knees. I haven't actually battled him in the draft format yet, although I have actually a couple weeks ago. I battled him in the SBN, but I kind of just destroyed him, and I don't think he prepped at all. So, like, it doesn't really count, but hopefully I'll be able to destroy him this next week in the UBC. Yeah, pretty much that'll be uploaded actually on the 14th. So this video is actually going off the 10th, which I don't know yet if it is or not. I'm actually really busy. I'm actually leaving to California tomorrow. So if you guys live in LA, anyone, and you guys are down to meet up, I might be able to. I'm actually going to be really busy at LA as well, so I don't know. But yeah, I'll be in LA tomorrow till the 14th, and it'll actually be going up on the 14th. So I actually have to, after I record this video, I have to straight up record my week 1 versus Adam. I've already done it, and probably gonna have to edit in the car on my way to LA, which is gonna be pretty fun. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.